Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you've not yet subscribed, then please do so by tapping on the subscribe button. Like and share your thoughts on what you think about this video in the comment section at the end. In today's video, we look into a topic that has sparked quite a conversation. In this video, a Pamkala lady is urging Americans to put aside what she calls R to the 6 BS and unite as Americans. But hold on, there's a catch. Many in the black community are finding this call for unity less than amusing. Why? Well, for starters, the same person who suddenly advocating for unity has a history of discussing issues related to black individuals. So join me as we explore the complexities of this call for unity, unpacking the concerns raised by the black community about being called upon only when convenient. Let's get into this discussion with the aim of fostering understanding and shedding light on the nuances surrounding unity, race, and genuine collaboration. With that said, check out these videos. I will be right back, and when I do, we talk more about this.
Hey, did y'all know that if you put aside that racism and actually came together in unity as Americans, we could be the government's worst nightmare? Just imagine. For once, Americans would be in control.
Brittany, is this you? Who was that message for? See, I have 2 of your videos to eviscerate, so we'll make this quick. Let's get it. And what is this America you speak of in your whistle coming together and being what our government would fear? See, we have always been in fear of that government you speak of, the government that did not extend citizenship to us until the 14th Amendment in 1868, from which we are only 156 years removed from. And I know from personal experience, you're not going to be able to intellectually follow everything I am talking about. That's why you're relying on the whistles that you have adopted. But even making for generous allottances, Lion, the first ship to deliver slaves to these shores, was in 1619. And slavery did not transform as we know it today until 1865 with the ratification of the 13th Amendment. That was 246 years of chattel slavery. And you want us to jump up and down about the 156 years of pseudo-liberation that you believe we have had? Even before the Dred Scott decision in 1857, we understood that America did not mean black people. Where was this coming together of America you speak on March 7th, 1965, when John Lewis was literally being beat to a pulp in Selma, Alabama, just for protesting for Voting Rights Act for black people? Where was this America at in 1921 when the Greenwood district of Tulsa, known as Black Wall Street, burned to the ground? No, it is only the privilege of your skin that allows you to blow that whistle and call for those who have suffered under the yoke of oppression to somehow meet in the middle with those who have been the purveyor of that oppression. Now, you had more to say.
Look, I know that our country is far from perfect and we got a whole lot to work out, right? However, if you don't like living in the United States of America, pack your and get those. Otherwise, shut up and get back to work.
Ah, the privilege of... You probably never read the Constitution of the United States, because if you don't like what your country is doing at the time, you have a right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. This is the First Amendment. It protects our right to protest, to make for a better government. And I know if the Constitution of the United States is a foreign document to you, the Declaration of Independence is just as foreign. See, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, yada, 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 and we'll skip down to the part that to secure these rights, Governments are instituted among men, derive their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. Oh, we're not going anywhere until we dismantle the system that dragged us here and forced our ancestors to bleed, sweat, and cry over this ground. See, long before 1896 and Pleasant versus Ferguson, we knew about separate but equal. And you have some nerve talking about somebody should leave here when your ancestors were part of those who came up with the Indian Removal Act of 1830 to remove the indigenous population of this country from their land. Can't make this. See, Brittany, I know you personally, and I made the bad decision to extend you grace and even to ask others to extend you grace because I believe that you were just suffering from implicit biases and they could be worked out. I was wrong. You were just hiding your wisdom until you built your platform enough to be able to reach out to your people. And since I'm partially the blame for that, you can best believe that every time you make a video talking about race relations in any way, shape, or form, I will be there. And take this into account also. Thomas Jefferson had...
Put race aside. How conveniently you can say that as a person when I can. You want me to join the fight that you've already won and we're just looking for equality. You know what I'm saying? When then you want to say that we're Americans when constitutionally me, black people, we 3/5 of a being. Y'all conveniently ignore race when you want us to fight for you. But any other time, know what I'm saying, we need to get over it. Now, I can sit here and say, like, there are people that I have great personal relationships with because I hoopy, right? But on the grand scale, a lot of y'all like to ignore the injustice, inequality, oppression, systematism that black people suffer from until it's time for you to need us as numbers to fight your cause. And when we do fight your cause and we go out there and we do, y'all gonna be back on to put us underneath your feet. Why should we help you do anything when you ain't never helped us do a thing? Have a beautiful day.
It's how convenient when you have a problem, then it ends up being our problem. That seems like it's a you problem. This is how we believe, and this is what I believe. As a fellow American, I want to be known as American. I don't want to be American when it's a circumstantial situation. And I believe as a black woman and a person with integrity, of equal give and take. And that's not even with any type of race, any type of religion, any type of orientation. Because when you look at your history of wars, it was the indigenous, it was the Spanish, and it was the black Americans, predominantly the black Americans and the indigenous, that was helping y'all to make sure you have a structure of America. We built monuments. We built infrastructures. And even people from foreign lands came to you guys, and you guys, all you did was mistreat us. You let other foreigners come in front of us and never expected us and never showed us the respect or the gratitude. All right. And history has a way of repeating itself. We don't have to even look back at history. All right. Moving right along. It's only convenient when you want to make a fight on something. And 9 cents of the time, it's the fight that you guys created. All right. And then we have to turn around and clean it up. We will invite you to the cookout. But here's the thing. You bring a plate or you don't bring you bring yourselves, and you bring in the midst of it as an equal give and take. Not then when soon as the battle is finished, then you turn around and look at us like we're glass and we're not worth anything. OK, not even the bottom of your shoe. All right. So if you want to turn around, you look at all the things that you guys have done recently with the mountains, the unseen, claiming that it was side and no it was side. Children being missing. OK, and then they look at a blind eye. But meanwhile, when your people get missing, we get all helicopters and Megan's Law. OK, moving into the situation of the whole entire thing. Half of y'all don't even want us around in the neighborhood, even though we went and purchased houses and stuff. and even purchase land, and you guys want to find ways to try to run away from us. So it's not convenient when you talking about the battle, the fight, and this and everything. Because when it's convenient is when you guys start the fire. And then we have to turn around and pull it out. Look at the years of Black Americans had to go through, and many other people that's besides, which is black and brown. All right. How convenient. Okay. We getting tired of you guys using that. Even our own people, we getting tired of y'all using that word. Okay. We getting tired of y'all using all the things and slangs and then trying to erase us from history books. I didn't see anybody talking about the fact when you heard these politicians want to remove Black American history and even African Black American history. I didn't see nobody supporting us when DeSantis was talking racial slurs and using symbols of saying woke must. We saw a lot of you commentators were sitting there laughing and thinking it was funny for him to say those type of derogatory statements. Okay, because to this day, you guys wish this on the tree like strange fruits. Okay, and even wish that we didn't have too much authority. Some of y'all probably think that it's okay for y'all to be separated from us. Okay, and not also allow us to even vote. Okay, I didn't see none of y'all turn around and pour out when situations were happening over the world, like in Haiti and Congo and various parts. Some of y'all were laughing. I saw some of this news feeds from TikTok. We had this guy who was a commentator. He was laughing about Black American history and making it as a joke. And then you saw the people them of my kind talking about, oh, he was just making a joke. Black American history is not a joke. You guys have stolen our patents. Okay. And regardless, we had the patents on black and white, and you guys still stole it from us. Okay. You guys even trying to push us out of country music. All right. And just because Beyonce decided to wake up one day to do country music, everybody trying to turn around and ban her. And you guys literally use derogatory statements and try on us. All right. And tell us that we're not accountable for certain things. Look at our school system. Look at our neighborhoods. Every time our prophets come and saying, let's unite together and be equal as one, they're 6 feet under. So I say to myself, why should we fight your fight? You fight your own fight. We have our own situation going on. And our situation is not yours. Like I said, it's your problem, not ours. We are tired of fighting. We are tired of looking at the diversities. We are tired of looking at the inequalities, the social injustice, the imprisonments. We are tired of seeing all the negativity, propaganda. We see how you are basically supporting a man who pretty much got away.
All right, let's dig into the heart of this conversation. The call for unity, especially when delivered by someone with a history of discussing issues related to Black individuals, bring forward a range of emotions and concerns within the Black community. Firstly, the idea of putting aside what's referred to as R to the 6th BS raises eyebrows because it might oversimplify the deeply rooted systemic issues that Black individuals face. It's not just about personal biases, it's about dismantling structures that perpetuate inequality. Secondly, the skepticism about being called upon only when convenient is valid. Historical patterns have shown that Black communities are often mobilized for specific causes, but long-term engagement and commitment to addressing systemic issues may be lacking. Moreover, the suggestion to be referred to simply as Americans when convenient adds another layer of complexities. Why is it that African Americans are only called Americans when it's convenient, and when it's not, they're African Americans? Now, many in the Black community feel that this erases their unique experiences and struggles, which are integral to their identity. It's crucial to recognize that cause for unity, while well-intentioned, should consider the historical context and ongoing struggles faced by the Black community. The complexities arise when unity is sought without a deep understanding of the systemic issues ingrained in society. The notion of unity needs to be accompanied by a commitment to dismantling the structures that perpetuate inequality. It's not just about coming together superficially, but about addressing the root causes of disparities. Furthermore, the skepticism about being called upon upon selectively echoes a legitimate concern. To build genuine unity, it's essential for individuals, regardless of their background, to engage consistently in anti-R-to-the-cyst efforts and advocate for systemic change. In examining the use of the term Americans, it's crucial to appreciate the richness of diverse identities within the nation. Embracing the complexity of individual experiences contributes to a more inclusive understanding of what it means to be part of this diverse society. Now, the statement might be perceived as problematic for a few reasons. Firstly, it appears to downplay the significance of addressing R-to-cism by referring to it as R-to-the-cyst BS, which can trivialize the systemic issues that many individuals, particularly those from marginalized communities, face daily. Secondly, the call for unity, while on the surface is positive, may be seen as lacking a deeper understanding of the complex and deeply rooted nature of systemic R-to-cism. Unity without a commitment to dismantling discriminatory structures might be seen as superficial and inadequate. Moreover, the timing and context matter. If this call for unity comes from someone with a history of discussing issues related to Black individuals, it may raise questions about consistency and the sincerity of the message. Additionally, the request to be referred to as simply Americans might be perceived as dismissing the unique experiences and challenges faced by specific racial or ethnic groups within the broader American society. In short, this statement could be seen as oversimplifying complex issues, lacking announced understanding of systemic R-to-cism, and potentially reflecting inconsistency in messaging. Now, the concern raised by my fellow Black brothers and sisters about being called upon selectively for certain causes and subsequently feeling marginalized is rooted in historical patterns of exploitation and systemic R-to-cism. This phenomenon, often referred to as selective allyship or performative activism, highlights a deeper issue within societal dynamics. When individuals from marginalized communities are mobilized only for specific causes or moments, it reinforces a sense of tokenism. After the immediate issue is addressed, the broader and ongoing struggles faced by the community might be overlooked or neglected. Now, this pattern contributes to a cycle where the concerns of Black individuals are amplified temporarily only to fade away once the immediate crisis subsides. Now, this selective engagement can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and undermine the genuine ongoing efforts required to dismantle systemic R-to-cism. It's essential to recognize that true allyship involves consistent support, advocating for long-term structural change, and actively working towards creating an inclusive society where all individuals are treated with dignity and respect. Addressing the root causes of inequality requires sustained commitment rather than sporadic attention to specific issues. The conversation should focus on fostering genuine understanding, collaboration, and a sustained commitment to dismantling systemic barriers faced by Black individuals. Furthermore, the phenomenon of being called upon selectively can lead to a feeling of exploitation and distrust within the Black community. When their involvement is limited to specific instances, it reinforces the perception that their contributions are only valued when it serves a particular agenda. Now, this creates a cycle of skepticism and reluctance to engage in broader movements as the history of being let down after temporary unity remains ingrained. To address this issue, it's crucial for allies to demonstrate consistent support and allyship. Now, this involves acknowledging the broader challenges faced by the Black community, actively participating in dismantling systemic R-to-cism, and amplifying their voices beyond isolated incidents. Building trust requires a sustained commitment to understanding the complexities of racial inequality and advocating for lasting change. Now, in fostering a genuine partnership, it's important for allies to listen, learn, and continuously educate themselves on the diverse issues affecting the Black community. This way, allyship becomes meaningful, ongoing collaboration rather than a sporadic call for assistance when convenient. The aim should be to create a society where everyone's contributions are valued consistently, irrespective of specific events or crises. Now, the issue of African Americans being referred to as just Americans when their contributions are sought, and as African Americans when the focus is on challenges or disparities, is a significant aspect of identity politics in the United States. This inconsistency in labeling reflects a broader societal tendency to shift language based on convenience and context. During moments when African Americans are called upon for support or activism, there is a shift to a more inclusive American identity. Now, this has been perceived as an attempt to downplay racial distinctions and present a united front. However, when issues or challenges specific to the African American community are addressed, the emphasis returns to racial identity, indicating a nuanced relationship between race and national identity. Now, this dual usage of terminology and underscores the complex dynamics of racial identity in America. It's important to recognize that African Americans, like any other ethnic or racial group, have a multifaceted identity that includes both their cultural heritage and their American citizenship. The inconsistency in labeling raises questions about the broader societal understanding of what it means to be American and the challenges faced by specific communities within that identity. Discussing this issue prompts a reflection on the nuances of identity, representation, and the ongoing journey toward true inclusivity. We have finally come to the end of the video. What do you have to say? Share your views or comments in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.